What's going on, everyone? This is kind of fun, right? So we need to stand up. I'm going to steal this from Paul. Everybody stand up. We've been sitting, right? We've been sitting. You guys ready? Let's get some power pose going on, everybody. Let's get some power pose, baby. Yeah. All right, get a stretch in. It's going to be good. I'm bringing the energy. We're going to be all right. You guys feeling good? Awesome. You guys good. You can sit down. That's all I wanted for you. My part is done. My mic good? You guys can hear me? Cool.
I got this.
So, those of you guys that don't know me, I'm in the sales development team, and I'm the guy with the backwards hat on in the open hours, talking to all you guys every single week. And what's so cool about this is I want to thank Lucas. Lucas, thank you for letting me out of my basement. So, I'm actually a real person, so that's pretty cool. But those of you guys that don't know, we have a conference coming up in November. Brian Pash, the one and only, right? And I'm really, really proud to represent Edmunds at this. What's so cool about it? Wow. Not only do I love to talk, and this is a shameless plug that this is a great event, well, it's really, really, really cool that I'm going to have a chance to tell the story you guys have been telling, right? Edmunds has pivoted over the last 2 years, like so much, right? We used to be a lead provider. We used to be this and that. We're a true multi-channel marketing platform now. And you guys have been the voice, dealership by dealership by dealership. You have to tell the story. Jeff Jones in Detroit fighting all these co-op issues. Rick up in Buffalo. You guys have been the voice of the field, and now I have a chance to do my part and tell the story to a group of progressive dealers in November. And why that means so much to me is because yesterday it dawned on me. I had Perry Watson. Where's Perry at? Perry? He said yesterday, 33 years in the retail business. Or in the car business, 33 years. And guess what he's talking about? The cohort analysis. He's talking about Google Analytics. This guy's been a sales machine for years and years and years, and he could stop. He could rest on his laurels. He probably could go get $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month, but he's not worried about it. He's not scared of change. He's not scared of continuing to learn. He's not going to stop learning. He calls me all the time. That's why we're here, and that's at this conference. That's the message I'm going to let them know. I'm going to let them know that we're not just a product. We're so much more than that. 8 out of 10 people don't have Google Analytics set up. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to help you set the damn thing up. We're there to help. They get called on by vendor after vendor after vendor, and they can do products, all kinds of different products, and run a successful dealership. Does anybody have a successful dealership that's not on Edmunds? Yes. There's tons of them. They can spend their money a million different ways. You in the seat, that's as powerful as any product we could sell. And that's the message we're going to deliver at the PASH conference and going forward on and on and on. And I'm so pumped up about it. So just to level set, this is going to be a preview of what I'm going to be speaking about. And you have to understand that some of this is going to be like a dealer-facing proposal, right? This isn't like for you guys and things of that nature. So there's going to be a bunch of stats in the deck. You know, they're dealer-facing stats. Every one of the stats are going to be handed to you guys right away. They're available now, like with the view through metrics and things of that nature. And there's some other stats that are in here that are going to be coming out with this as well, and they're being vetted out. So don't worry about snapping pictures or anything like that. All the stats you're going to get, it's not a pitch deck. This isn't a pitch deck at all. It's completely how we fit into the space. And Michael Bailey says this all the time, and I didn't steal it from him, but this has been around. How many of you guys have heard of Simon Sinek? Right? People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. So this is our chance. You know, we get ingrained in our products, right? We're like, this car code has this feature. Edmunds Core has this feature. What is Edmunds Ad Solutions? And we're so ingrained in the product that sometimes I think we forget how we fit into the whole ecosystem of automotive and how Edmunds as a company influences people's car buying decisions all over the country, all the time. That's powerful. The only product we have is our audience. And that's how we sell that audience is the products that we deliver those in with the individual products. So as you guys sit there, I want you guys to try to think of like, why do I do what I do? How do I help people buy cars? And why should my dealer partners partner with us? That's the seat I want you guys to take. That's what we need to talk about. So when we do that, we have to understand, okay, if we're going to influence people and we're going to help dealers market their business, what are those consumers? What is their issues? Well, one of the biggest issues is fragmentation, right? Consumers are so fragmented, It's insane. You guys are probably trying not to pull up your phone right now and check out your text message. Anybody? Did I see anybody? But in 1 minute, there's 18 million text messages sent. There's 1 million people logging into Facebook, almost 4 million Google searches, and 1.4 million people are swiping right on Tinder. I don't know, how long have I been up here? I don't know, it's been like 3 minutes, so that's like almost 4 million relationships have started because of me while I talked today. So, but no matter what device and how fragmented these people are, one common theme, and not just in automotive, in general, stands the same. It's 69% of consumers, no matter what purchase they make, they want to have the feel of validation, right? They want to make sure that they're making the right purchase. And they go to third parties in every single industry to get that information. How many of you guys have made a big purchase lately? Refrigerator, vacation, things of that nature. Do we ever buy anything that's any significant value without wanting to make a good deal? Like, I've never went home and said, damn it, I really didn't want to get a good deal today. Damn it, I didn't want the best vehicle for my family. No one says that. And they know what the answer is going to be to the dealership. If they go to the dealership, they're going to tell you that's the car for your family, that's it. There's no way you're going to buy a vehicle without getting third-party validation. I don't buy a golf club without it, right? So we're in agreement there. So these consumers have remained the same. As everything's changed in our industry, one thing remains the same is they want to get a good deal. They want the right car. I have 3 kids. I want a safe car. I want some technology because I'm a geek. And I need a third party to tell me that I'm getting the most bang for my buck. So I wanted to look into this. Like, how are we consuming that media, right? We know they're fragmented. We know they want that third-party validation. But what are they doing? Multi-device. So how many people here watch TV and they'll have their tablet up, their phone, or you know, my wife and I will be watching a show and we won't even have a conversation for an hour. I see Dillo back there. Multi-devices? Bailey, like it. So what we want to look at is, I don't think it's shocking, right? 88% of shoppers say they use another device while watching TV. Pretty makes sense, right? I thought it was going to be 100%, but it's not. But I want to know, what are those people doing, right? How are we interacting with our different devices at one time? And what we found is 71% of multi-device shoppers are using that other device to look at content they're being exposed to, right? I'm watching the Golf Channel, right? I'm getting some tips on my swing. It's not very nice, Zach will tell you. I got a little work to do there. And they're advertising a new tailor-made driver. I can seamlessly interact with that tailor-made driver with my phone or my tablet at the same time. You're being consumed, or you're consuming media at all times, and you're using your multiple devices not to work separately, to work together. That content is coming together there. So that's a big challenge for dealerships, right? They don't have to just worry about the TV, the mobile device, the tablet device. It's all working together. So not only do these consumers have multiple screens, every single person and every single company and every single phone is making it easier and easier to even seamlessly interact with that device. How many times have we went to a dealership and they wanted to show us something on the website, right? And they say, come around here, come around, look at my computer. So we go around, we look at their computer, and they have 50 tabs open. They don't even know what page Edmunds is on. They're clicking on this. We're seeing what they're shopping for, all those different things. It happens all the time. So how you interact with these devices is even fragmented. That's crazy. So now where do we fit into this? Automotive dealers are trying to market to people to buy cars. They're using multiple devices. They're using multiple tabs. In fact, the average amount of tabs open at one time is 3.2. 3.2 tabs. But what's so crazy, I know, it's a little low. There's probably some onesies in there that people that don't understand there's a new tab, but we'll forgive those people, right? So that's exactly what I said. That is kind of low. So what I looked at is, of the tab shoppers, 25% of them have 11 or more open. So Lucas is in the back. This guy has multiple screens. He's got 2 screens at his desk. He has his iPad Pro, and he's got 30 tabs open on every single page. I have no idea how he does it. Somehow his brain's going back and forth, but that's what we're going through right now, right? We're interacting seamlessly with content on multiple devices and jumping from content to content to content easier than ever. So there is one more type of shopper that I want to talk about, and I want to know who's doing this. By show of hands, who uses their... No, just kidding. You don't have to raise your hand, David. You don't have to raise your hand, right? We can't even take a piss without using our phone. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? The reason you guys don't have to raise your hand It's because everybody does it. In fact, 75% of people, adults, admit to using the phone in the restroom. Busted! Gotcha. What are they doing while they're in there, right? We're spending a lot of time. 54% of that time is spent on social media. We can't get enough of Facebook, man. Can't you take a pee in peace? We can't do that, can we? So how many wives have husbands out there? And they disappear into the bathroom. When I was doing this research, 25% of men admitted to hitting their high score on a mobile game while in the bathroom. Busted. I'll admit to that one. Golf, I'm playing that golf game left and right. David plays the same one. So, isn't that crazy, right? So, but to tie it all, in all seriousness, right? Consumers are fragmented. They're using multiple devices. They're using multiple devices to look at similar content and interacting with it differently. They can't even stop using their phone in the bathroom. And we want to go to our dealerships and say, hey, spend $2,500 with me. Market, I'm great, right? And every other vendor is going in there. It's not easy to market your dealership. We forget that sometimes. Dealerships have a hard job. Their number one job isn't to buy from us. Their number one job is to actually sell cars. And marketing is a part of that, but we have to understand the different challenges that dealerships have and how can we separate ourselves. So we want to understand how people consume media, so we know the different ways they consume it, but when they're looking for that, what was it, 69%, right? 69% of people need that validation when making a purchase. So when they do start searching for cars, what are they looking at? So we have some pretty cool data to actually look at the research behavior on Edmunds. Big one, cross-shopping. It's my favorite one. So how many times have we went into a dealership and they're like, what do you think about Edmunds? And they're like, oh, aren't you guys like a research site, like high funnel, none of that stuff? Who has been told we're a high funnel research website? Should be everybody, or you're not talking to enough dealers. So my first question is, why is that a bad thing, right? Don't you want to get in front of people that don't know what they're going to buy yet, right? So look at our cross shoppers. Cross shoppers on Edmunds look at 2.5 makes and 3.2 models. Why is that? Because they don't know what car they're purchasing. So wouldn't it be helpful to partner with a company that can help market to those consumers? I think so. Crazy enough about that, 55% of those people did not buy the same vehicle they initially searched on Edmunds. They came in on a Honda CR-V. They didn't see exactly what they're going for. All of a sudden, they saw a Toyota RAV4. They want to look at some information on it. They end up buying a RAV4, and they came in on a CR-V. Doesn't your dealerships, and isn't it fair for us to say, that's a pretty damn valuable audience? It is, exactly. So they're cross-shopping. So you may think we're high funnel, and I will convince you later that we're way more than high funnel, but even if we are high funnel, we're still very valuable at that because we can help influence their decision before they make the purchase. It's pretty powerful stuff. And features. So I was in the newspaper business. Anybody sell newspaper ads in here for a while? Remember going to the dealership by dealership and they're like, what features do you want to do? And you had to write in a little description like power windows, power locks, and you're doing PW, PL, all of that stuff, right? Super, yeah. But do dealers have any idea what features are actually driving those interests? You know, we all see the skins and merchandising and what kind of features they're pointing out. Well, what we found is it's really safety and tech is the way to advertise your vehicles. This is huge for merchandising. Backup camera. Almost 9% of people, that's their number one feature they search for on Edmunds. Backup camera. You got to have that. Randy Joe, she's like, how many things you back in before you had that? Blind spot monitoring, huge. I just test drove a truck with my wife because she's thinking about buying a truck. Please, please, please. It didn't have blind spot monitoring. I'm not putting my kids in a big-ass truck without a blind spot monitoring, right? That's crazy. It's huge. So features drive interest. So how can we relay this to a dealership? Well, how many of them put the skin on top of their page and they say power windows or power locks, or they say, we're your hometown dealer? Congrats. Been in business since 88. Congrats. That doesn't mean anything to the consumer who hasn't made up their mind yet. Why doesn't that RAV4 put something on there like backup camera, blind spot monitoring? And then the CR-V dealer didn't have that on there. Now that's how that person, remember 55% don't buy the first one they search for. That's how they switch it. We can bring this information to their dealerships. And they seek advice. This goes back since we were in business in 1966. It's been the same thing. Edmunds ratings and reviews, not just from our experts, but from our consumers as well, are two of the top 3 of our research-driven statistics. So consumers are coming to us. What does marketing say? They come help us because we are the experts. We help guide their purchase because of our expertise, and this shows that. Yesterday, Alistair, he was up here. Man, he's got a great accent. He can talk like crazy. It's awesome. He pointed out that they're doing more and more of this. They're across the globe right now testing these vehicles. No challenge you. Go to any of the other third parties. They don't have Edmunds expert, or they don't have Edmunds expert reviews, of course. They're not Edmunds. But they don't have that many reviews, and they specifically don't have consumer reviews as well. And I don't know how you guys shop, but I don't go to Amazon. I don't buy anything without looking at reviews, and we bring the best of both worlds there. Also, our product team isn't ignored to this fact, right? Our product team believes in this. They said they're going to take this information and they're making it more concise, easier to use, mobile first. All of these different things are going into exactly what we do and how we help influence car buying. So they're using more devices than ever. They're fragmented, right? They're looking at models. They're looking at features. They don't know what they want to buy. They're looking for help. And that's what we are doing. We're helping them do that. We're helping consumers make car buying decisions. But what does that mean to the dealership? Nothing right now because they have no idea, okay, this all sounds great. But what does that mean to me? Well, the good news is every one of these consumers, whether they're in the bathroom or they're on multiple devices, if they're looking at features, is leaving a digital footprint left behind. And with the way we've been trained the last couple days and what you've learned in the last couple days, we can now show this to the dealers very, very easily and let them use this information to let data drive decisions. You just saw Matt up, or you saw the panel up here with Google Ads, and they're like, should we buy their name or should we not buy their name? I don't know. Let the data tell this story. Dealer, I'm just trying to show you where you can make better decisions. And what we can do is show them the digital footprint. What are people doing? So return visitors. You guys know I love this stat. So return visitors, we've been showing the cohort analysis across the nation. And we tell dealers, hey, it makes sense, right? Consumers aren't going to buy anything without going to your website multiple times. But we didn't really have any meatiness behind that where we can actually tie it together. Well, Edmunds did a return visitor study on the Edmunds.com site. And what we found is if they've returned to our site more than once, they're 2 times more likely to buy. So right there, they're more likely to buy if they come back to your website. It's pretty amazing. But when they do, when they come back, 56% of those consumers return to the website 4 times or more. If our site sucked, do you think they would come back 4 or more times? And what it speaks to is the buying journey is a journey. They don't know exactly what they don't know. They have to come back multiple times to get that information over and over and over again. It's crazy. So if those return visitors are so important on our website, how can we help our dealers? I'm not going to sleep on this. Return visitors, if it's that important on our site, think about how often they have to come back to their actual dealership website. So the cohort analysis, my favorite report in the world. Where's Jeremy at? So we've learned all kinds of technical stuff the last couple days. We're really digging in deep. Don't sleep on the cohort analysis. We went to one of the top dealers across the country, Mile One, and we showed them the cohort analysis. Did they know how to do it? And after we showed them the cohort analysis, what did they ask for? They want us to train their entire executive team on Google Analytics based on one damn report. That takes 2 seconds to pull. It's amazing. And all you have to know is we just saw a dealer spending $15,000, $11,000, $20,000 on Google AdWords. Our studies show that we're 2 to 3 times more likely to return than paid search. And that's including their name, which we know is amazing. So, Mr. Dealer, you're going to waste all your money on Google AdWords. They don't come back. They don't convert. And who's laughing? Google. Say it with me. What is Google? Google is a third party. You're sending them a check, just like they send us a check. But their search engine isn't like ours. Our search engine searches vehicles and ratings and reviews and features and interest. Their search engine searches third parties. You Google them, and it's a page full of third parties. Us, KBB. They don't even have the information we have. So you're giving most of your money to someone that's going to use their search to search us. It's insane. This is where we help dealers. 2020 is about efficiency. People are starting to cut their budgets now. We can feel it. We're having conversations. But that doesn't mean dealers aren't going to spend money. It doesn't mean they're not going to market to their dealerships. It means they need to be more efficient than ever. So we've learned, Jen just did a great training on exactly where Google AdWords are. Let's get in there. Let's show them that. And let's not forget about the cohort analysis, because return visitors are super, super important. Google Analytics events, right? So this is really dealer-facing when it comes to this. So who's heard the buzzword digital retailing? Everybody, right? The Automotive Analytics Attribution Summit that we're going to is all about digital retailing. Google Analytics events are anything you interact with on your website, right? It doesn't matter if you can click on a photo, if you click on one of the dealership tools. It has the ability to fire an event into Google Analytics, and you can track that. Dealers are spending $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month on digital retailing tools. Have you ever went into one of these people that say, I'm into digital retailing, it's my future? Have you looked at their events? Some of these dealers don't even have digital retailing events set up in their Google Analytics. You can see on the left-hand side is EXP. That's Roadster. They do a great job filing these Google Analytics events in there. So, Mr. Dealer, digital retailing, it's important to you, right? Yes. You're driving, it's the future of your business. They're going to buy online. Well, who's driving that? Who's helping that? Digital retailing does not work with one thing if it doesn't have engaged traffic. So we can quickly show a dealer by showing them the events, layering on a segment, who is responsible to help drive this tool of the future. So they can look, is it paid search? Is it Edmunds? Is it cars.com? Who's driving this traffic? We can help them measure that. That's the footprint these consumers are leaving behind. No matter if they're in the bathroom or they're on multi-devices, you can track that. And it's important that dealers understand if you're not tracking it, there's no point in spending money on it because there's nothing else you can do. So the biggest thing about that, we talked about tab shoppers. We talked about people getting other places. And we talked about the ecosystem of what we influence. The Edmunds view-through. Does everyone understand what a view-through is, right? It's a consumer that was on Edmunds and now on the dealership's website within 90 days. Super powerful. And it's only on the same device. So even on the same device, it doesn't go cross-device. We represent up to 16% of the dealership's website traffic. Matt Mello, what percentage of traffic is usually service-related? 30 to 50% of traffic can be service-related on a dealership's website. So you could technically probably double that number. 30, 35% of all website traffic is responsible with us. What's that traffic do? Where does Edmunds, because of our ratings, because of our reviews, because of the features we're doing, they're 30% more likely to convert to a lead. So our traffic is a substantial amount of their traffic. It's likely to convert to a lead. And most importantly, Mr. Dealer, it's up to 37% more likely to close. Wow. And you're going to continue to spend $10,000 a month on make model traffic that had one click to call? Congrats, your cost per car was $10,000. And you won't give me $2,500 for Premier? Right? Think about that. That's our why. That's the influence we're having in this area. You have to think about the consumer when it comes to that. So the digital footprint, how can we help our dealerships? It's everything we've been learning. It's everything we know. I'm so proud of when Perry talked about Google Analytics, but overall, before these 2 days, you guys, we are the #1 Google Analytics sales staff in the entire country right now. That's amazing. Edmunds has completely pivoted from that. 3 years ago, we didn't know what Google Analytics was. It's crazy. So what we can help dealers do, measure return visitors. They're important. They're 2 times more likely to buy on our website, and they're going to be even more likely to buy when they're on your own website. Track and set up events in Google Analytics. If you're using a tool, our tool or not, if it's not firing events into Google Analytics, then there's an issue because you can't track it. You need to find another tool. All of our tools are ready to do that. Car code, EVA, we're doing the view through. We're doing all of this. We're progressive. We're ahead of the curve. Remember that. And think beyond the last click. Our conversation has to change. We're so much more than a lead provider. We're so much more than just a product. We're influencing car buying decisions across the nation. And now with Google Analytics, with view-through, with our new DRT that Kadi and her team are working on, all of that is visible in our hands to deliver to dealerships to separate ourselves. Because there are successful dealerships that don't partner with Edmunds, and you in the seat can help dealers choose Edmunds above and beyond the product. And that's what this is all about. It's about separating yourselves from everybody else. So what do we need to talk about when we talk to our dealerships? When we were there, what does this all mean? People are using more devices than ever. They're fragmented. They're on multiple tabs. But 69% still need that feeling. They need that feeling of validation. They need to make sure that they're buying the right car at the right time. So matter if they're on multiple devices or returning and looking at research multiple times. It doesn't matter if they're looking at different devices on their couch or looking at a phone on the toilet. It doesn't matter. We always think about our products, right? You think, oh, Premier, we just bundled it together with no thought or strategy behind it. We're just bundling our solutions, and our dealerships will be like, I only want this and this. No, they don't understand that. We're delivering our audience. That's our why. And no matter where that consumer's at, if they're on the couch looking at multiple devices, if they're in the bathroom, we're going to show them that that's the car to buy and they're the dealership to buy it for. That's Premier. That's Edmunds. That's our audience. That's what we do. And we're influencing car buying decisions across the nation. And we're delivering that 69%. We're giving them that feeling so they know that when they buy the car, yes, it's safety for my family. Yes, it's tech-driven. And I can go home and tell my neighbor I got a great deal. All of those things matter when you do this. So really, it's about confidence, right? All of these statistics, when I went through this deck and when I'm excited to share at Automotive Analytics Attribution Summit, that's a mouthful, is very different than what I've ever felt before, because now I know my why. Why should a dealer partner with me? It's because I help influence car buying decisions, and we have the best damn audience out there. So we can confidently say, when we walk into those dealerships, the next time you're there, you should partner with me because I have the best damn audience, and when you choose me, Mrs. Dealer, all paths lead to you. Thank you.
Wow. Powerhouse! Awesome. Wow, that was inspiring. Thank you. Thank you.